This has been the journey so far. With the Guardian's might, the tree was cleared of corruption. But there were still ghosts that would be heard. Absalom, will you ride once more?
Hello people, it's Kuddlesnot, and I'm here with episode 16 of the Darksiders 2 100% walkthrough. Enough of that. Okay, in this episode we are going to go through the Lair, or the Tomb of the Deposed King, and then the Breach. In the last episode we got everything we can in the Forge Lands with Death Grip, and then traveled here. We can totally get on our horse, can't we? So, as far as the Lair of the Deposed King, now this is a point of extreme confusion for myself included at the launch of the game, and that is that there's something called the Argul's Tomb DLC, and inside this Tomb of the Deposed King is Argul, but this Argul's Tomb is additional DLC that has not been released yet, completely different. And they just did it really weirdly, so nobody knew that. So yeah, so this is not Argul's Tomb. Argul's Tomb is separate, and we will get that later. Anyway, first thing we can do is grab our very first relic. Relic of A2 Goth. One of the ones where there's only 15, not only 15, 15, the most common. When you trade them in and sell them to Ostagoth, it gives you 3,000 gold. Alright, so let's head to this lair. So we're going to do everything but actually fight Argul, because the whole area is really around this level, around level 12, level 13. But the boss, Argul, is really like 20 plus. So we're going to get everything in here. There's a couple of Boatman Coins, as well as a couple of scrolls that we'll talk about as well, and a Stonebite. But we're not actually going to fight Argul. We're going to pretty much do everything but that. And then the way the dungeon's set up, it's actually pretty easy just to come back later and fight Argul. But actually we'll be doing that. Actually, that's one of the last things we'll do before the end of the game, before we fight Absalom. Spoilers! And yeah, but before we do anything else in here, we're going to go all the way down to the bottom and show you where the entrance to the second death tomb is. Lair of the Deposed King. And we got a load! What a surprise. Okay, so there's a couple of skeletons here you can fight, but there's also a Power Stonebite number 6. I don't know what Stonebite number, but Power Stonebite number 6. And by all means, feel free to fight your way through this stuff. So I've been playing a lot of my own game, not a lot, but when I can't record, I'm playing that. And I was kind of guessing before, I wasn't quite sure, but I can definitely say with quite some confidence now is that even if Arcane and going the route of the Necromancer kind of hurts early in game, if you focus on Arcane Critical Chance, Arcane Critical Damage, and Arcane Stat, you will become a killing machine, where at level 22, you can take out all 75 waves of the Crucible with maybe using 1 or 2 potions if you have the correct kind of weapons and armor.
Impossible.
It's not impossible anymore. So, and yes, with critical damage and critical chance, just like you can make your size deal serious amounts of damage, but it just can't compare with the constant hits and double hits of your size and both the crows and the ghoulies. And it's just an incredible amount of damage they can do. But yeah. Anyway, so we're not going to go all the way back up. We're going to go in this door first. And in here is a shadow key, which is kind of necessary to continue forward. So let the camera catch it. Barely grab the post and pop our way up the wall. Cool. And there's also a Boatman coin here right by the chest. This one's really easy to miss, although if you went the other way first and not this way, then it's actually, you'll probably have spotted it, but if you go this way first, then you probably won't spot it. But yes, Boatman coins can be traded with Merchant Vulgrim. I did not know that. Ugh. Boatman coin number 44. And now we get to travel our way back. But that's okay. Come on, camera. Damn, I'm faster than the camera. And then we get our pop our way back up the wall. There we go. Alright, so now we can go back up to the first door we saw. And then we're going to do shit. And that's the way back out. So we're gonna go in this door. Alright, so let's talk about this. This is a Soul Arbiter mark. Where if you see one of these, that means there's a Soul Arbiter scroll somewhere nearby. I'm going to show you where to get all of them. The marks don't mean any, are no sort of collectible. It's just supposed to like kind of help you to let you know there's something around there. I'm going to show you where to get all 20 scrolls, all 10 sacred, all 10 normal. But you don't actually need them. You can get the directions from anywhere. Whether it's online or the guide or whatever. Directions never change. It doesn't matter, you know, what playthrough you're on, which game you're on, which platform, it's always the same. So you don't even have to collect them. There's no achievement associated with actually collecting the scrolls. The achievement is for progressing, The achievement is for actually progressing through the Soul Arbiter's maze. Because that's what they give you. They give you directions to get through the maze, as well as directions to the secret rooms, which give you chests and special weapons. So if you don't want to, you don't have to worry about collecting all these. Although, again, for the 100%, I think we have to collect them all. And we get our first Soul Arbiter Sacred Scroll. And let's go into our inventory and take a look at it. Come on. Oh, we're not in our inventory. Ha! Silly me. Okay. So there's our relic that we're going to have to sell to Ostagoth. And here we go. Okay, follow these coordinates to the Soul Arbiter's maze. Level 1 secret, southeast. And when you get there, that'll make sense. But there's 19 other scrolls, 10 that tell you which way to get to the next floor, and 9 more that tell you the way to get to special treasure rooms. And that's how you check them. That's how you're supposed to check them. When we actually get there, well, I'll clearly label them so you don't have to keep on flipping to your inventory to just see what direction to go. But that's the way you're supposed to do it. Anyway, so we got ourselves some stuff, and now we're going to get some more stuff and grab our second relic of Etu Goth right here under the stairs. And now we got to slaughter some more skeletons. What did these poor skeletons ever do to us? I don't know. And we'll make quick work of those scarabs with our... Ooh, there's something over here. Of those scarabs with our redemption gun. That's right, drop stuff. Okay. Skull touch face. Whoa, that was probably scary. Skull touch face. Skull touch face. Skull touch face. Something, something, something. Okay. Now, we have the shadow key to proceed through that door, but we're not going to go there yet. We're going to go this way instead to get ourselves another chest as well as another Boatman coin. So absolutely worth your time. Come on, Boatman coin, number 45. Bring across. No, you don't, skeleton. Skull touch face. That was a terrible tune, but whatever. We gotta go murder some bones now. Get out of my town. You just got spiked, brother. Alright. So that's it. Now we gotta fight another skeleton. Get. in! Or smash to bits. I was gonna say get in the pit, but smashing to bits works too. Alright, so the last thing we can get in here, besides fighting Argul, which again we're not gonna do now, we're gonna do that later. The Deposed King is Argul. The quest you need, the quest you have from Thane, blah 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 blah. The quest you have from Thane to kill Argul is the Deposed King, so the boss at the end of this dungeon. So what just happened to the elevator? Oh my god! Let's see if we can do that again. Is that like clipping? Is that what's going on here? I don't know. That was pretty awesome. Alright, so in there, in that big frozen, that's Argul. So if you're on normal or apocalyptic, feel free to give it a try. At this point, you'll get one hit killed, like no matter what attack it is. So if you're really brave, go ahead. But if you're on Nightmare, you are suicidal, and all the work you put in up to this point, you just don't give a shit about if you want to go fight him now. Because he is the toughest mini-boss, or toughest, like, you know, extra boss in the whole game. Probably, I'd say, you know, by the time you get to Absalom, you're already pretty strong, so it's not that tough, or neither is Absalom, but I would say actually more challenging than Absalom. But in addition to just killing a hell of a lot of skeletons down here, at your own whim, there is also, so we don't have to kill these skeletons, but we're going to anyway. There's also a second Soul Arbiter Scroll, so we're going to do that. Come on, come on. Now I'm just like spamming away at the scythe. Alright. So yeah, I'm not gonna worry about fighting anyone else. Grab this crappy loot. And let's go find that scroll. So scrolls can be found in two ways. They can either be found as like those floating things that we got for the first scroll, or they can be found as writing on the wall. Or on the ground in this, or it's on the wall in this case. South, southwest, north, north. And wow, it's so, okay, yes, we can see it on the recording. I can't see it on my screen. We can see it there. I don't know how Death knows which floor it's for, but there's writing like this all over the place that'll give you the next steps. Anyway, we're not gonna actually fast travel out of here yet. We're gonna ride our elevator back upstairs. And here's something. Oh, yes, we're gonna murder you first. I guess it's not murder if it's already dead, so it's sort of like if anyone ever's like discovered or talked about the politics of killing zombies in a zombie apocalypse, like, you know, what's the rules around that? Are they still, you know, people if you know, kill your loved ones when they turn into zombies? I don't know. It's probably some political. Actually, that'd be a really interesting conversation. I'm not sure at all. The morality and the conflicting issues behind that. Anyway, it's like, what dictates a zombie? Are they really brain dead? Do they have any sort of awareness? Stupid stuff like that. Anyway, so we want to come back here. We want to hit this switch. So then this becomes unlocked. So that means the next time we come into the tomb, we can just easily hop down there, go down the elevator, and voila, you're at Argul. So it'll save you a little bit of time later. But for now, we're going to actually fast travel out. Why climb all those stairs when we can just... Oh, I guess we'll spend a skill point. What are we going to put it in? You'll, like I said this before, but you will be respecking a lot because you actually want to kind of spec yourself around your end-game weapons because they'll actually kind of take some abilities for you. Like this Wrath, to me, the Wrath becomes completely useless because... At the end game, you want something like Wrath Steel, so you won't want this anymore. And then Desolate, they kind of do it anyway. As long as you're smart about it and dodge enough, they'll be attacking those guys anyway. But yeah, but these suckers become like missiles. They do serious freaking damage, and they can like attack anything really quickly. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna upgrade these guys fully. Oh, and I quit out of the menu again. Damn it. Okay. Nope, too far. Okay. Let's just warp to the top of the Lair of the Deposed King. Now we get to go to the breach. So just follow your map. And actually, we're going to do one more thing before we do that. We're going to go get another chest. This is actually a place we'll come back down to once we get the Soul Splitter. But for now, we can still... But for right now, we can still grab a single chest, so we're going to do that. And we just left all those skeletons to stew in their own disgustingness. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't prevent us from fast traveling out of here. Because there's a couple things that prevent you from fast traveling. One being Soul Split doesn't let you do it. And, oh, what the hell? What the frickin' hell? Okay. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And well, I guess that works. Well, first you're supposed to, like, shoot the corruption that's down over here. There's also, I think, a bomb growth down there. Not do what I just did, because that was just plain weird. And then you'll be able to get over here. And I've mentioned it before, but I'll say it again now. And that when Death pulls out Redemption in the air, he becomes like a rock. He can't do anything. And then if he even pulls it out on the ground, and that just blew up, he like stops walking properly, and it's a real pain in the ass. So that's why usually for these types of sequences, it's better to have Death Grip actually equipped, so if you don't time the right trigger or the special item button properly, it doesn't like kick you in the ass, kind of like it did there, where it pulled out the gun and then I was suddenly stopped moving towards the pillar. But yeah. Anyway, Skull Touch phase. Cool. So then again, we'll come back when we have the Soul Splitter and be able to get another couple of chests as well as a Stonebite. Now let's fast travel out of this place. And back to the Lair of the Deposed King. Oh, son of a bitch! So yes, oh, not again. Okay, I'm just gonna equip Death Grip right now and just stop this bullshit. Okay, no, equip Death Grip. Okay. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. I must be really frickin' tired. But yeah, so don't use Death Grip right there. However, actually they might have disengaged. If you don't kill those skeletons, like I didn't right before coming down here, they'll still be engaged to deaths, which means that he's technically in combat and can't fast travel, which is now forcing us to backtrack. However, if you killed them, then it wouldn't be a problem. So, fun fact. It's kind of annoying because it's really annoying because sometimes, like this, where you're not even fighting them or anywhere near them, they're engaged in combat and prevent you from fast traveling. Other times, you're right next to them, and yet they start running backwards, running back to their patrol route or whatever, and become invulnerable. And it's just, the whole engage distance and radius is just a big problem. You prevent me from fast travel. You must pay for your crimes. Alright, so now... Yes, it is a place for a horse. Jesus, Louise. Okay, so now we can finally travel to the breach. And we're gonna get our way through here. Alright. God. Stupid skeletons. Alright, so there's actually a couple easy chests up here that are easy to miss just because of the way the camera works, but if you lean backwards here on this vine, jump back, Death Grip up, we get ourselves 2 chests. Actually, we can get that chest. Well, we'll see, we'll see. This is a chest, the only way to grab it is this way. Nice. Then let this gate open, quickly dodge over it. And in order to get this chest, we need Soul Splitter. However, we can grab this chest. It also saves us a little bit of pop-in. Ooh, epic.
I cannot.
He cannot. He can now. Okay. Epic falling. And don't worry, you didn't miss anything else. You just gained the only things you can. We didn't miss anything by not popping in that pathway. Anyway, so here's another puzzle that requires Soul Splitter. So we won't be getting that chest just yet. So now let's... That's kind of like an awesome wall run. Fast enough just to keep those things from closing behind you. But yeah. Alright. And now we gotta do some fighting. Fighting around the world. Or around the underworld. Fighting around the underworld. See, just absolute destruction. And you can definitely see how having all these minions all powered up with, you know, doing critical damage and at the rate that they attack is incredible. Like even faster than Death's fast weapons. It really adds up later. And definitely worth focusing on. Although, you could actually focus on Harbinger Tree at the beginning of the game if you liked, because that's a little bit more powerful at the beginning of the game. And then, after that, change to Arcane for the end game. That's definitely a possibility. No, okay, fine. I'll finish you off with my birdies. Or a scythe hit. Okay. Why not destroy these thingamajiggers? That seem vaguely familiar because they were in Darksiders 1. That direction is just the way to get back around because remember the gates were kind of closing behind us as we wall run, so that's just the way to get back around. Although that is also part of the Soul Splitter puzzle there. Okay. So change back to Death Grip. So here's a little bit of a puzzle. Not too difficult. But what you need to do is this switch triggers this bridge and that bridge, so only one can be up at a time. So the way that you do this is by kind of setting up a chain of bombs. And the way that I always do it is set one on the switch, one on this spike right here, and then one on the spike next to it. And then we'll be able to shoot that from the other side once we cross. And like I've been saying, there's a couple of chests in here that require the Soul Splitter, but in this particular room there's a chest that requires the Void Walker, so we'll be back when we get that. Anyway, so you know you have to jump to get that shot off. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And we get ourselves a Shadow Key. However, on our way back, we get ambushed by scarabs. So, not too bad. Although there's a lot of scarabs. Remember what I said about redemption? It definitely reloads a lot quicker than if it's empty, if you have one bullet left in it. So that's what I like to do, is wait for it to reload. Not shooting all but one bullet. Oh, he got me. Poor guy. We got all but one of them with bullets. Not too bad. Okay. However, as you can see, there's kind of a pathway there. What we're gonna do... Woo! Level up! What we're gonna do is we're going to... actually not go to the right. We're gonna go up and get ourselves a pair of chests. As you can see, there's a void plate right there and a void plate right there. So we'll be back to get that large chest over yonder.
I cannot.
He cannot. It's impossible.
Possible.
I don't know what that laugh was about. Anyway. So that's it. Magic. I'm disconnected from Xbox Live. Alright, so now we gotta jump back in this direction. Back up here, and now we can actually go up. Or, not actually go up. We can actually go to the left. Okay, lean back. Plop. And now we can use our beautiful Shadow Key. Yup, 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 yup. Open door. Okay. And right here is, or should be, I must be high. I'm just crazy. Okay. Am I looking at the wrong doorway maybe? I don't know. supposed to be a boatman going around here. Where is it? Oh, we gotta fight first. Okay. I guess. Yes, you do need more wrath. Wrath of chaos or something. I don't know. Okay, but those guys burned. Everything exploded. Oh, right. Here's the. I was just at a door too early. Okay, so Boatman Coin number 46. And there will actually be one more in here before we leave. And we whimsy our way around this path and open up yet another door. And get to fight some more. Let's get some more wrath. Some exploding purple midgets. No, you don't. You're gonna die. Ha ha ha! Rip apart! Okay, so in here, there's a boatman coin and a chest that we can grab. And we are actually, and as well there's an axe. See, like, I just say stuff in my head and then I don't know what's going on, man. It's just all fucked up in here. But, okay, so there's a boatman coin behind this statue, even though we just took that bomb and blew up that corruption up there. There's another boatman coin behind here, number 47. Yep. And there's a chest up here, actually 2 chests we're gonna grab. And you'll see in a second, it's actually an access to an area we're going to come back to after we kind of get to a tower on the other side of the maw. So we will be back here before too long. So first we're going to climb up. La la la. I feel like there should be a Stonebite up here. Actually, I think there is. It's on the other side. But for right now, all we can do is grab this. Chest. As you can kind of see these gates, which indicate that we are going to be back here when we can get those gates down. Which is not an item or anything, it's just... Okay, that's right. Fall. It's not an item or anything, it's just accessing the right area on the other side. Pop our way over to yet another chest and another skeleton. That's ruse the day. It decided to come out of its shell. I guess a bonehead shell will come out of its shell and try to kill. I don't know. No more skeletons for you now. You're going to die. As you can see, I'm kind of rambling because I'm tired as shit. But hey, I want to get the videos out for you guys, and even if I'm rambling, all the content and what I'm doing is solid. And I'm not missing anything, I promise. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Kuddlesnot. If you like the spreadsheet guide, make sure to send me a PM if you're a subscriber, and I'll get that to you. It kind of lays out what I get in each episode. And also like me on Facebook. It's not necessarily a new thing, but I decided that's kind of where I'm going to keep everyone up to date. So if there hasn't been an episode in a day or so, I'll keep you guys updated there. So like me if you'd like to see, you know, the progress and everything. And otherwise, guys, again, thank you for watching. This has been Kuddlesnot. I will see you again next time. Oh, I forgot my little thing. Shining off, and I will see you again next time. There. That's better.